Rage Whale. 3 friends, too many opinions, 1 podcast.
Ready. Fight.
Welcome to episode 79, another rambling episode where we talk about retro computer games, all the Spider people, Misfits, Ticketmaster Outrage, and we actually try to review Strange Darling, a cracking film that we recommend everyone to watch.
Game over.
Mate,
Starting 79 with James's show and tell. Show us that again.
I used to love that
It's
stuff,
just two
man.
Turtles figures. Basically, Reef got
Show them.
I can't
Get your
bother.
turtles out.
They're not like Turtles figures. They're like they've just released some new ones. They look bad guys.
Heroes in a hard shell, turtle power. That was
Was that
so cool.
Batfink? What's his name? Batfink? No, that's a different thing, isn't it?
Batfink?
That's the Bat and Turtles.
There's no bat. You're thinking of
You just showed us
Shredder.
a bat.
Batfink's in Batman, believe it or not.
Is he?
You're thinking of the rat. Are you thinking
Last
Splinter?
Christmas, Reef got the van and all the figures and the motorbikes. For his birthday, he got the big sewer. And they
Nice.
just released a bunch of new figures in the same series. You know, they release like series of figures. Like you get 10 come out and then another 10.
Have you got Beat Bop and Rocksteady? There were some sick characters, man.
He's got all of them.
And the Foot Soldiers. How cool were the Foot Soldiers?
There's no foot soldiers anymore.
I know. It's really sad,
In
man.
this series, this is the series based off the film. So there's no foot soldiers. They're just like, he's got the big, have you seen the film where the big like monster is like part whale? He's got like a
Yeah.
freaking, like a
It's all
giraffe
mixed.
sticking out his head. He's got that big thing. These toys are all based off the
That was
movie.
good. I haven't seen them, but I heard they tried to make it a little bit like the Spider-Man stuff, like as in
No, it's
like,
completely different. It's very, very good.
I'm not 100%
Very different
sold on the animation style of it,
illustration-wise.
if I'm honest. I'm
I
like a
loved
bit,
it.
it's
It's like
okay.
sketch. It's it evolves as you watch. It's really interesting. Like,
So wait, is it
it's perfect, even though there's some sketchy bits occasionally, as in literally drawing sketches of bits. Whereas the whole of the Turtles is sketching. Like you can see the lines drawing the thing and moving.
is it the voice? Is it voice actors over animation, or is it
Yeah.
real?
No, it's voice
moments
acting.
of-
It's a cartoon.
Oh, so it's an animation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones before were the Megan Fox ones, which were live action, which were not bad, but they were Michael Bay, so they weren't great. Like there was a
Oh.
lot of Transformers style noises in there, should we say? And your classic
Right.
Michael Bay over the top explosions, but they were decent. But
Mate, I used to love the Turtles,
they've
man.
released a bunch. They're having a real big resurgence on Turtles. About 3 new video games have come out this year. They've had the movie. I guess there'll be a sequel, seeing as there's loads of toys coming out.
You can't. The funny thing is that you're not going to be able to beat the level of amazing kind of characters we had in our childhood, right? So I think it's great that they're bringing it back to this generation because they're like, do you know what? The Turtles were cool. Let's bring them back.
Well, there's actually another movie that's on Netflix where they basically go back in time. All the turtles get murdered and killed. Everyone's dead. The whole world has
It's
come
called
to
The
an end.
Tortoise.
The Krang has basically got power and killed everyone. So Casey
Oh, wow.
Jones goes back in time to try and stop the Krang with the turtles back then. It's actually quite a good movie. It's animated as well.
Everything's time machines and swapping.
You know, it is a decent film, and that's got the Shredder in and everything, and the Krang, and that's got the more of the stuff that we watch. Whereas
All
the
those
new one is like a
sentences.
new bunch of bad guys sort of thing.
Average person, all those sentences made no sense to anyone.
What about the pink thing inside him?
That's the Krang.
Goddamn Shredder.
Yeah, the Krang.
What,
The
you know,
Krang are the bad guys. Yeah, that's what he is.
Oh, like the brain that looks like a kind
Yeah,
of
they're the
octopus.
Krang.
Very similar to the Ant-Man face.
Oh yeah. It is
Oh,
in the
MODOK.
final Ant-Man.
MODOK.
MODOK, that's the
Yeah.
one.
The Krang are the little pink things. Like in the games now, they like operate the foot soldiers essentially. So when
Is
you
the
beat up
game
a
good?
foot,
Game cool.
if you beat up a foot soldier, they blow up and the little Krang runs away, and you have to like stamp on that or kick that. But they're very much like the
Oh.
old arcade ones, platformers, where you have a screen, you beat everyone up,
Oh,
and the
yeah.
screen moves across, you go
Like
to the
Streets
next
of
one.
Rage.
Yeah, that sort of
Like
stuff.
Streets of Rage vibe.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And you get power-ups and all that stuff. It's really good.
I think someone told me the other day that Streets of Rage was made by the same company that did Street Fighter.
Capcom? Don't think so.
Capcom, yeah. I think it is.
Google it.
Do you remember Streets of Rage 4, where you could kind of play a multitude of the characters?
Well, I've got Streets of Rage. No, your Streets of Rage 4 only just came out a couple of years ago.
I thought that's the one where you could play alternatives, though. You could play some of the old school ones. Do you remember when you used to press the A button and you call the police? And like, pew, pew, pew.
In Streets of Rage.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Don't know
Streets
that.
of Rage 4
Mate.
came out about 3 years ago. I've got it on the PS5 and Switch.
Oh,
Just a modern
mate, that was
version.
such a good game.
PlayStation. The first one was you were the big black dude, Axel, and the girl. The second one,
yeah.
I believe the black guy's been kidnapped, so you play as Blade, the rollerblading kid, his cousin or nephew or something.
Yeah.
The idea of the
That's
game is to
insane.
save him. And I think in the
Yeah.
third one, you get maybe all of them. I think Axel's the only, and the girl are the only one's been all of them. And Street Rage 4 came out a couple of years ago.
So good, man.
It's just as good.
I just used to
as
love it.
fun.
I'd
You
pick
pick
up
up
glass
sticks
and
and hit
you
people
could
and throw bottles
you
at
could
them and
the
stuff.
glass,
You
or
know,
you could
it's a
hit
simple
people with
pick up and
bins
play
and-
game that anyone can play.
So good. So good.
Platform.
I used to shit myself when the bosses came. Remember when the bosses would come and it would go like dark, or like it'd be like lightning strikes and you start raining and like, oh my god,
Yeah.
and like these really big guys turn up and the music would
You have to
change.
pick
You're
up
like,
the big
the
chickens
baddies
and that.
are here.
Yeah, platformers and beat 'em ups are always going to be like popular.
Sorry to interrupt the show. Just a reminder to say we love and appreciate you all for listening to the podcast, whether it's on Spotify, Apple, or Amazon. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, follow, as this really helps us continue to progress and improve the content and keeps us making these fun episodes for you guys. Oh, we're also on these things called Instagram and TikTok. You can follow us there too, as we share short, funny reels on the reg that you can share with friends if you like. Now, back to the mayhem.
I remember when I came around your house a while back, and you had made your
Arcade
own
cabinet.
arcade. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got a TV screen where you had a little game, but he built a box around it. Made
Basically, I
it look
built
like
an arcade cabinet.
Yeah,
2-player arcade
sick.
cabinet with like 10,000, basically like 10,000 games or something stupid like that.
it was sick. We were playing.
Programmed a computer to put in there, a little Raspberry Pi, programmed that.
I think we were playing
Coded it to be
Simpsons.
so when you went to different genres, like if you went to like superhero genre, it would be like superhero landing, and it would play the video of like a Deadpool or something, and then you pick your game, or you could go to Mega Drive, Super Nintendo, arcade. You go through the whole thing, and there's animations and
Did you learn
videos
to do
playing.
that from Blue Peter, or like did you just do it off your own back, or what was
YouTube.
Nice. Utu.
Yeah, I need to get that back. Really, it's in the storage locker. It's good fun. That.
Yeah, it was good because you've got all the consoles and everything as well.
Yeah,
haven't you?
everything's on there, yeah. And you could even plug console controllers in if you wanted to, but I prefer playing with the sticks.
Mate,
So,
see,
I
I don't think you can beat. I was going to say just a night in with the lads. Do you know what I mean? Like PlayStation on or Xbox or
Well,
whatever.
that's what we used to do, because
kind
the
of play
arcade
Winner Stays
cabinet has
on.
got proper arcade main games. So it's got like Simpsons Arcade, which is another like 2D platform beat 'em up. It's got the original Turtles. They're the two games I play more than anything. And basically, there's a button at the bottom where you click and it puts coins in.
Oh, nice.
So you just go clink, 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 top up loads of coins. It's like the player 1 and player 2 buttons. You click them loads and they function to add coins to the game.
Guys, just some crazy news I just seen by the Raiders of the Lost podcast.
Yeah.
They've just said, rumor has it, that Sony is completely rewriting and remaking the Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse film.
What do you mean?
You know, the one that was going to be released, I think. They're just redoing the whole thing again because they're not happy with it.
Really?
I trust they're going to do a good job though, because they've done a great job. So, if
But that's what I mean. I think that's crazy that they've probably already started it. They're like, this isn't as good as we want it to be for the third one. We're going to rewrite the whole.
you say like if Blade does it, they're going to water it down. It's going to be shitter or something like that. Whereas this, you feel like they're going to do a really good job either way.
Yeah, it's going to be insane, man. This third one. It's
Have
going
they
to be.
got a computer game for Spider-Verse? Because they're missing a trick if they haven't.
Oh
No.
yeah.
But you got to think Sony have already got 2 Spider-Man games out.
And I bet
And they're
I don't play
arguably,
games, but I bet they're amazing doing the swinging and stuff like that.
oh my
Oh, mate,
God,
it was
they're
insane.
open world. Like, honestly, me and Reef play Spider-Man Miles Morales, which is the second one in the series. I
Yeah,
would say so far it might be top 5 Spider-Man stories.
yeah.
The
When you play
story in it is
Sandman,
amazing.
when you
It's
play against the Sandman, that bit is sick, isn't it?
We haven't got to Sandman yet. Basically, the premise of it, you
Oh,
like
okay.
this, Kev. It's basically
Spoiler.
games now like movies, and this game's been out a few years. So you start as Miles Morales, and you're with Peter Parker, following
Yeah,
on from the
sick.
previous game. And in the first part of the game, you fight Rhino, and you still got like your sort of hoodie on. You haven't got a proper Spider-Man costume. You beat Rhino eventually, and then Spider-Man Peter Parker goes out of town with MJ or whatever. He goes wherever he's going and leaves Miles on his own. But he leaves him like a present. It's set at Christmas, and he opens the present. It's
Yeah, he
his
goes to
first
CK
suit.
Maxx and gets him a suit.
Yeah, it's his first proper suit. And through the game, you basically can earn and put add-ons on the suit, or you can change it to different colors, different textures. You can add different like invisibility modes, all that sort of stuff. Um, and yeah, there's a scene in it, and it's hard to explain. He's basically got a best friend who's a girl that's come back from like wherever she's been, and they're like meeting up, and like you have to sort of go and meet her for coffee whilst fighting bad guys and that. You get a little mobile phone, so you can swipe on the controller, and it brings up your phone, and you have a bunch of
Like
different like
GTA, but
missions. Yeah,
Spider-Man.
you can pick a mission. It's like either like the mailman's stuck in snow, he needs help getting out, or it'll be like burglary in progress, something like that. But basically, it turns out there's these like bad guys, and it turns out that quite early on that his friend is one of the main bad guys, his like best mate. So it's
Ooh,
actually really cool. And there's a scene on a bridge. I'll try and find the scene on YouTube and send to you later, where you're fighting over this lorry that has this like material in there they're trying to get. It's like this new power source, and obviously Miles can do the electric, and there's a scene and the bridge gets dismantled. You're like holding it together, trying to get people across, and that it's carnage. And he accidentally does his electric thing on this truck, and all the power cells just blow up, and the whole thing goes mental. There's like helicopters coming in. You have to like swing under the. It's crazy. You're playing it, just being like, I can't believe this is a game.
Like Grand Theft Auto style playing, but with superheroes, especially.
No, because Grand Theft Auto is not like a movie. This is you're basically playing through a movie on this. There's cutscenes that last like 5 minutes sometimes. It will show like a whole thing. So it's
I
proper story driven.
mean, that's kind of cool, but personally, I think I'd just prefer to just wander around, do your own thing.
You can just do that. That's the thing. You have the options. You don't have to just. You could easily pick it up and just play every single mission immediately, or you could just swing around the city. You do
Yeah.
like you can just like perch on things, swing about, run about, like do
Drew,
whatever you want, really.
what console have you got?
I've got an Xbox, so I can't play that, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a Sony exclusive, believe it or not.
Yeah, of course it is.
So
But
just
I
That's
was,
why we got PS5 because there's a lot more exclusives on there.
because you get what is it, The Last of Us, which I really want to play as well. That's why I was like, why didn't I get a
Yeah,
PlayStation? I'm
Death
such an idiot.
Stranding. Death Stranding. I don't think you can get. That's got the guy from Walking Dead in it.
I saw
Oh yeah, yeah.
it's on
Something
Remus.
Rebus.
Black
Yeah,
Friday.
Norman
Remus.
Rebus.
Drew,
Norman
Black
Reedus.
Friday sale. It's like 320 quid or something.
For
I ain't
what?
made of money, man,
For what?
PlayStation 5, maybe?
for buying things.
Put it this way:
I
a
could be wrong.
disc edition PS5 is about £450. I got it for 200 quid off some guy on Facebook. It's the only reason I got one.
Full of beans.
Wow.
Yeah, I
What do you
thought it was
mean?
dodgy for sure, but he
What was
showed up
his-
to the house, right, and he had like a boot full of consoles, and I was like, this has got to be dodgy for 200 quid for a
It's
PS5
all off
disc
a truck,
edition.
mate.
Who
It was
gives a
all in the
fuck?
box and everything. He was like, look, I do like trade shows and that for my work, so I get like these
I
all the
bet you
time.
do.
I plugged it in. We had to give it a good clean first. It was pretty filthy. But so we gave it a clean, wrapped it in like a Spider-Man like wrap, and then touch wood, it's never had a problem.
Nice.
So yeah, 200
Nice.
quid for a disc edition PS5 was
Go-
an absolute
go-
steal.
Going back to that game though, I was thinking that would actually make a really good, like you're saying, plot line for. Imagine you've got Tom Holland's character, right? He's no one knows who he is now. He's on his lonesome, right? And he meets Miles Morales. And I thought the kid that plays Victor in the Penguin would make a brilliant live action Miles Morales.
Yeah, they do need to bring Miles Morales in. 'Cause he's quite a big character now, isn't he? He's been in the game. There's a
Yeah.
game based on him. He's had
Well, aren't they
the
bringing him in the new Tom Holland one?
Well, that's what I was just about to say. I hope they
Are they
do
really?
because also
Yeah,
Who's gonna
Spider-Man
play him?
4.
because
Right,
also they mention it in No Way Home as well when Jamie Foxx's character says there's got to be a black Spider-Man somewhere, and he's
trying
like,
to
"Oh, I'm
think who
sorry."
I think would be
Yeah.
good to play him.
I think they're going to bring Tom Hardy in as well. I think Tom Hardy Venom's coming into the next Spider-Man.
He's
I think
he's
it has
doing the
to, because
handover to Tom, and then he's doing a handover. I think it'll be a brief part.
I think if I'm honest, guys, it has to be, and like otherwise there was no point in creating Venom because the whole point is he meets Spider-Man.
Well, they bring up Spider-Man in the new Venom, and they did it in the previous Venom as well.
You've got to remember though, they're in sketchy water again because it's kind of
Because
like
of Sony.
bringing Deadpool to the family-friendly stuff. And I know,
Venom ain't that bad.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, I let Reef watch Venom. It's not that bad, but there are swear words, and it's not crazy. It's not like that much violence, but it is a lot
Yeah,
darker.
but Venom doesn't have to swear in this one. He could just be like, "I'm going to
He
get
does
you."
though. He kind of does every now and
He does-
again.
he
Like
doesn't
he
do
needs
that
to say
much.
dick and shit, but that kind of passes for like a 12A
Yeah, but
now. I think.
even if he's saying "eat a dick" while he's trying to fight Spider-Man,
Do
that's
you know what
all
I
right.
think?
That could still be a 12.
I think Venom versus Carnage is only like a PG-13. Like it's not even like a 15.
Yeah, the new one's a 15 only, and that is just purely because they had some.
No, I think it's
Verbal.
PG-13.
It's not. I watched it. It's a 15, the new one. Not your one, the
Oh.
new one.
Yeah, because there's no
Oh, yeah,
real
when you froze,
violence.
we said that. So when you froze, James, earlier in the previous in another episode in a different verse into the Pooh verse, we were saying that Tom Hardy is in a third one called "Save the Last Dance," not
In
"Save the Last Dance,"
the Rage Well verse.
the last dance. Yeah,
Won't this be Tom Hardy's fourth film?
No, there's.
Yeah.
It will be. Yes. Yeah.
it would be. Yeah,
If he
So
comes
it's
in.
Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home.
I would never know any of those.
yeah, yeah.
All at
They're
once.
all of
Homecoming,
Holland's.
Far From Home, No Way Home, and the door's open for him to do a fifth film because he's never had an origin story.
Well, no, but technically they were saying those first two were his origin story because in the
But they
third
weren't.
one,
No
Technically,
point
they-
has it ever shown you how he gets his powers.
oh yeah,
As in an origin story, then it's never shown you how he got his powers.
yeah, that's
and
true.
it's an opportunity to bring Aunt May back because she was a really big character.
I think we're bored of origin stories. It was good for a little bit. Now that's all everyone does. So it's good to kind of.
No, I think they're good
Actual
because Andrew Garfield's was similar but way different to Tobey Maguire's. I thought Andrew Garfield's was way cooler.
Well, that's because he had to make machines, and Tobey Maguire actually comes out of him.
Well, no, I thought Andrew Garfield's one reminds me of the Miles Morales thing where he's walking through and one of the spiders bites him. Like it's
Oh, really? I can't remember.
yeah, he goes to the factory where his dad works, and they're testing something on something to do with the spider cells, and
It's
he
not his
goes
dad,
through.
his dad's dead.
No, I know, but I said where his dad used to work, Oculus or whatever, and he goes there, and as he's
Oscorp.
walking through, there's Oscorp, yeah, sorry, and then when he goes through, there's a whole section with spiders, and they come through and they fall down, and then he gets bitten.
Think how great that movie was.
Then-
Like the cast.
and then
I
Em-
really liked Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
I loved Andrew Garfield. The
And then-
first one was brilliant.
And then
just
Emmanuel
gutted
Bonnelly comes out of the tunnels and blow torches the spider.
I'm just apparently Andrew Garfield was hard to. He had a problem with the cast or director or something. That's why the third one never happened.
Oh, really?
That's what I read. I don't know how true that is.
I heard a rumor that he obviously couldn't turn down Scorsese, so he went off to do the Scorsese one where he
But they
plays.
would have waited for him. Think of the money they could have got. They think how long the
Well,
gap
no,
was from.
they were really upset, and I think the ego of Sony or the team behind Spider-Man got a bit upset that he was taking a project over theirs.
Here's a question. Google this, Kev, because I can't Google anything. At
And
the moment.
he was like, dude, Scorsese.
yeah,
fucking
he's,
appalling."
he's
when
more into
did the
doing
second Andrew
expensive
Garfield
than
film
big
come
stuff.
out? So when did the
Hold on,
second?
I didn't hear him. Yeah, he's more interested in doing interesting films than just
Yeah.
being Spider-Man for the rest of his life. He's
That's
not like
what I'm
guy.
saying, and I respect that.
He says
Yeah.
that, but
I
he
think
came
it's
back
called
and
The
did Spider-Man.
Silence.
No, there's
I think
nothing
it's
wrong
called
with
Silence.
for doing Spider-Man, but if Christopher Nolan calls or Quentin Tarantino calls, he's going to do that over Marvel and Sony. Like,
Yeah,
I think
generic.
he probably would have been under contract to do a third film. No, they'd never sign
yeah,
someone
but
up and be like,
they'd have to book him in when he was free, not They can't just pick.
This is
By the
what
way,
I mean.
Google when the second Andrew Garfield Spider-Man was. Probably late 2000s.
But I feel like he wasn't happy with the second film, like as in the way stuff
Second
went
film was
down.
good when Gwen died.
Yeah, that was dark. That was really sad. That bit.
So when did that second film come out?
Don't know.
I feel like 2015.
12 was the first one, Amazing Spider-Man.
Okay.
Spider-Man
I'm leading
2
somewhere with
is
this, by the way.
2014.
Oh, I was so close.
Okay. So
A year
next
out.
question. When was the first Spider-Verse?
Amazing.
2018.
Because I'm going somewhere with this, which might actually be Andrew Garfield gave us the best decision in cinema.
2018.
Don't know. You type spider and a million things come up.
Just
What
like
is the first one?
Spider-Verse.
Is it Across the Spider-Verse or the second one?
Into the first one.
They're all fucking stupid name. Into the
Spider-Verse.
Spider.
You definitely have to type the whole thing out.
I wrote Spudderverse.
Well, that's probably why. That's where you're going wrong.
2018.
Right. Okay, so when was that Garfield one? 2014.
Yeah, 4 years later.
Do you think they made Into the Spider-Verse because they couldn't make a third Andrew Garfield film?
Ooh.
Because do you think logically they would have made a live action one at the same time as an animated one? To me, that doesn't make business sense because they would have done that second Andrew Garfield, third Andrew Garfield one, say 3 years after the first one. So a year before Spider-Verse came out.
Yeah, and Tom Holland's
And he's
first
like,
one was
no. And then they've
2021.
and then Spider-Verse comes out. They go, because they have to, under contract, make a certain amount of Spider-Man movies. That's how they've got the Spider-Man brand.
Far From Home came out 2019.
Yeah. So do you reckon the Spider-Verse would exist if Andrew Garfield had done that third film?
That's really interesting. That's cool, man.
That's a good point, isn't it? Because would you, as a music,
No.
if you were Sony Pictures and you're filming an Andrew Garfield film, would you go, "Oh, we're going to do an animated one at the same time"? And people would be like,
you dilute your audience, right?
"Yeah,
because you're right. It'd be
absolutely."
competition.
You
Yeah.
marvel it.
So I reckon Spider-Verse could have happened because of the lack of Spider-Man 3, and then
Wow.
time-wise,
So it's all thanks to
2021.
Scorsese, really.
The next, or 2021, the next Tom Holland one fits in with the timeline of they have to do a Spider-Man every X amount of years to keep that trademark or contract.
So yeah, Drew, from your perspective, from your point there, Martin Scorsese's got on record saying Marvel films. I know it's not Marvel, but it's thingy are like what roller coaster.
He calls them roller coasters. Yeah,
they're not real movies, and he's been one of the catalysts.
yeah. He is the creator of one of the best ones.
Yeah, it gets annoys when people say that because it's art. It's a matter of taste. Like, because have you ever seen that stupid interview that Michelle Rodriguez says? There's an interview with Michelle Rodriguez where she's going, "Oh, another Marvel film. I mean, how many can you do?" While she's promoting Fast and the Furious 12. It's like, really?
Ridiculous.
But
I mean, what's like, to talk about Spider-Man for 20 minutes, but
that's probably one of the most intellectual conversations we've had. We've actually come to a point.
Yeah,
that could only have happened because Andrew Garfield had decided, or whatever reason, didn't do a third film.
And he's back in the new ones. So the next Spider-Man, everything's out for play. What can they do?
Who would be the bad guy? What bad guys haven't they used yet? They haven't used Prowler in live action.
Well, I think the bad guy is going to be Tom Holland.
As Venom?
No, as the Black Spider-Man one, which is not Venom.
Well, Black Spider-Man is Miles Morales. He's not a bad guy.
No, not black person, black suit.
Yeah, but black suit, Tobey Maguire style, was because he had the Venom virus.
Yeah, it was the Venom virus.
That's when he turned black. But in the Tom Hardy films, Venom's not a bad guy.
I don't know enough. All I know is that he's meant to be a bad guy.
This is where I got confused because Venom traditionally, if you go to, let's just use Tobey Maguire's film as a set point. He got Venom on him. He got really cocky. Did that really cringy scene when he's walking down doing that to everyone. It's like the cringiest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Goes into like a second-hand suit shop, and he becomes like it kind of takes over him, gives him an ego and arrogance.
Yeah.
But Venom's not been portrayed like that in the 3 Venom films.
Yeah.
He's been portrayed as like a sidekick that actually works with his. No, wait.
It's symbiote.
Tom Holland won't be his symbiote, so he will go mental, won't he?
What
Bit like Carnage. Carnage. Remember in Carnage versus Venom, they made a point that
it's the blood. It's to do with
Eddie,
the blood.
that Matey Boy, wasn't a symbiote for Carnage. That's why Carnage controlled him, because they weren't a match.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's why Carnage killed his wife or whatever, tried to kill him.
Yeah,
because
he went
a match.
nuts.
So if Tom Holland and him aren't a match, he will go mental, won't he?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense. I forgot that. They do make a point in that in Venom Carnage, saying he's not a match, or like he's not thingy.
Yeah, they're
Whereas
symbiotic.
Tom Hardy and Venom are a match, so they get on. But when they're not, I guess they conflict, and then
They don't gel.
They're quite deep, actually, when you think of these films, aren't they? When you think of all the little nuances that they mention, it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah. It's more than black jello.
It could be an evil Tom Holland, and Miles Morales saves the day.
Well, that's
that would be a film, man.
And no one knows who Tom Holland is.
And Tom
So
Holland's
everyone
going to be
backs Miles
a bad guy
Morales.
forever. He's going to start off bad or turn bad and then get switched
But
at the end back to good.
That is cool though, because if they're like the only Spider-Man we know has gone dark side, and then you've got like Miles Morales is
No, the only Spider-Man they know is because Spider-Man's gone.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying.
So they just know Miles Morales, the Black Spider-Man, but then they're going to have this like Venom creation.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. That's what will be cool, because for that world, it'll be like Miles Morales is just walking around, and then like some bad shit's going down, and he's like, "Wait, you look like me!" Like, well, then he's like a dark Spider-Man. Like, that'll be cool.
Yeah, because remember Venom's favorite thing is eating heads.
Yeah,
delicious.
Like there's that scene in Venom versus Carnage when he is he's on the phone to his ex, and she's like, "Yeah, well, the last time I saw you, were, like eating heads," and Venom just goes, "Oh, the good old days."
yeah.
Oh, when you seen
I can't eat any more chickens.
The bit that makes me laugh is when Tom Hardy's like, "Look, eat the chickens. That's Sonny and Cher."
Yeah, we don't need family. Yeah. Their fight is so funny though when they have a big fight. The domestic.
He throws his telly out the window, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You're definitely going to like the new one, because there's like, I won't tell you, there's lots more of that type of stuff.
I think me and Reef,
they're more intertwined, better.
Me and Reef having a movie night this weekend, so I'm hoping between now and then it comes on Prime.
I think it is, isn't it?
I think it will be on iTunes first and all that stuff, won't it?
I don't recall seeing it. iTunes? Wow, you've gone back in the past there.
Well, Apple TV or whatever, it's like it'll be on.
Yeah, it's on Prime now.
Is it? How much?
Oh, no. Available to pre-order, it says.
Yeah, there you go.
Do they have a date?
No.
Oh, shame.
But it is there.
I might be able to find it on
I think it'll be released for like Crimbo time, won't it? It'll be released very soon.
Well, I'm not saying I illegally stream, but I might illegally stream it.
You knock off Nigel.
Nothing says Christmas like an alien that eats heads.
Yeah, Reef loves it. It makes me laugh that I read this Jimmy Kimmel obviously had on Knocked Loose.
That's kind of Emmanuel in space, because she's an alien that eats heads.
Just saying, Jimmy Kimmel had a metal band on his show the other day, and he had like
Poppy.
I don't know what time his show's on. It must be in the evening because it was all dark outside. But there was like people complaining, saying their kids were like crying, they're really upset when they saw it. And then you turn around, and you got Reef, and he's watching like Japanese Godzilla films, like watching Poppy Playtime, which has got like Siren Head, Slender Man, Backrooms, and he's listening to like metal music, watching Venom versus Carnage. It's like complete opposite.
Crazy.
This is the band that was on Jimmy Kimmel, Knocked Loose.
Didn't realise you were that much of a fan, Kev.
Got all their vinyls.
I'll be honest, I thought they were terrible live.
They've been around for 8. No, they're amazing. Absolutely amazing. Crushing.
Well, on the Jimmy Kimmel show, they do not sound
Poppy.
good.
I got all of Poppy's vinyls as well.
To be fair to me, it might have been a bad setup, but the singers sounded dreadful on like
Jimmy
Kimmel.
nothing sounds good on TV. It's not set up for metal.
That's what I was
is
just
it?
saying. Like the setup was probably bad, but on TV they sounded awful.
It didn't sound that bad, but
It was
I know
pretty bad.
no.
But they were in an outdoor rainy environment on a TV show. So I did give the caveat it was probably the setting, but it did sound bad. Like when Disturbed did the Sound of Silence live, it was like, wow.
Yeah, well, it's not.
I would say that's one of the greatest live performances of all time.
That's a load of shit, isn't it?
Name better. It's like single.
Every band ever.
No. When they did Sound of Silence live, that was like spellbinding for like everyone, not just like
Right, Disturbed are
bands and
shit.
bands.
Let's put that out there. Disturbed are really a bad band. That one song they do, the only song they do apart from "Wah," is that one song that is a decent cover. To be fair, because it's quite a unique cover, and I like that.
That's the Simon and Garfunkel one, isn't it? And they just
Yeah, but it's a metal band doing it, but they
yeah.
really tone it down.
Sound of silence.
It's amazing. You
It's
play it
good.
to like a normal person, they'll be like, fucking hell, that guy can sing.
And if you play it to an alien, they're like, what?
Yeah, but he can't write songs. That's why he's
One
cut
of the other
songs
greatest
out.
live performances of all time for me, I don't care what anyone says, is Chris Cornell singing No Nothing Compares.
That's the guy that did
That
the
was incredible.
music for Casino Royale, isn't it?
Yeah, he doesn't want to be a singer. If you listen to Chris Cornell sing Sinead O'Connor's Nothing Compares, it is like, what am I watching? It's just him and a guitar and a bloke in a room. Like, that's it. And it's like, wow.
But the only good thing about the Jimmy Kimmel thing is that it was a landmark moment. Like, there's been heavy-ish bands. I think Turnstile played, but nothing like Knocked Loose, which is a hardcore band. And it's given Poppy some massive notoriety because I saw Poppy in Liverpool a few months ago, and she's incredible. But she's not like heavy. She does like electro and fun music, and then occasionally some heavy stuff. But yeah, no, Knock Loose are incredible. They've become extremely popular now. They're the band that broke over Glastonbury. And what's that other American? What's that American festival in the sand and the desert that everyone goes to?
You're on about Burning Man.
Maybe it was.
That's like a hippie festival.
Yeah, but I think they played at a festival where they wouldn't normally play and blew everyone away. Like Billie Eilish likes them. So it's weird. It's weird. I was going to say about while you're googling, there is a film that I think it's worthwhile you guys seeing. We mentioned it a little while ago. Remember us talking about Strange Darling?
Oh, you were talking about. You just did a review of it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, where's James gone?
Is that the one with Harry Styles?
What? Oh, that's
What?
that's something, darling. Is it? Yeah, no, not that one. No.
Oh,
Strange Darling's a brand new one. It's come out this year. It was in the cinemas this year, and it's one of those films that the trailer makes it look like it's a horror. And I think we spoke to what's his name?
Ross.
no, the horror guy.
No, thing from America.
Peter.
Yeah,
Oh,
the horror
Peter.
guy.
Peter from New York.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about Max.
No. Max was like a year ago.
We haven't even been doing this a year.
So speaking to Peter, I mentioned to him because he saw it because it came out in America. It didn't come out in the cinemas in England. It missed us, or it was in like smaller ones. And it looks like it's a horror, but
What's it on now to watch?
it's on Prime now.
I'll watch it tonight.
It's like it's £4 or something.
Oh,
It's totally worth it. It's totally worth it.
No, I'll watch. I'll get it right now.
It's right up your street. Like it's a film where I can't tell you the premise. When you get to the end, you'll click what you've just watched. You'll understand what you just watched. There's another film that's been about this person, but it's quite old, but you'll all know it. And when you Google the actual person, you'll see their face and you'll go, I recognize them from horror, from crime documentaries. But the film itself you don't know what you're watching until it's
Okay.
near the end.
Right.
It's everything's a surprise.
I didn't finish on my Jimmy Kimmel point just quickly. I used to really like Jimmy Kimmel. I thought he got really good acts on, was quite a good bloke. Until he was on stage live after Trump won, crying. Actually crying.
James, I'm not interested.
Can
Not
you
interested.
imagine, like, being in a world where, like, you cry because the person you vote for didn't win?
That's Americans, mate.
They're so weird.
I'm not talking about politics. We're banning that from now on.
Trump, Trump, Trump.
The only good thing about Trump since he's got into power is this is the least I've ever heard him being mentioned, as in the world. When he first got
Kept his
in,
nose clean, didn't he?
well, it's because he was banned from Twitter or some shit. He's probably not
He's
anymore.
made me an awful lot of money.
But he's just been an idiot. Well, buy a fucking laptop then, you stingy.
I'm getting a Mac Mini, but I need Drew to get it for me.
Well, do it then. Give him the money.
Don't know if you realise, Kev, but I'm a single parent and it's Christmas. I've got quite a lot of things to buy.
Oh, sorry, big shot. I thought you had fucking tons of money from your investment.
It is. It's all coming
Cash in.
in now. I could tell you if you want.
Anyway, so yeah, I'd recommend Strange Darling to anyone. It's very bizarre. It's very interesting, but it's very violent, and it's definitely up both of your streets.
Nice.
Nice.
Drew, have you had a play with the Mac Mini? Just switching things to tech yet? Some people are calling it the best value for money computer you can buy.
not personally.
Like the base model, they're saying is the best value for money
it's
you
great.
can
It's
buy.
great value, man. 100%.
Like it's a desktop PC you can put in your bag.
Yeah,
Mad.
100%. Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, I mean, I can't really talk about this stuff.
Well, no one said about anything but just about technical, like
no, I know, but it's
tech.
yeah, but it's
You could have gone into an Apple shop and used it.
yeah, that's
You
true.
might have a friend that owns it.
That's true. That's very true. Anyway, yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Fandabidozy. Well, both of you are looking at your bloody phones. Look up. Say something.
Well, I said something to you.
You know that. Do your thing, man.
Yeah. Cool. Well, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you, man. I look forward to seeing where this episode goes. I'm sure.
We might end.
Where are you going?
I've got a date with some Lemsip and my lovely wife.
You should go and get some kip, man. You sound all right. You sound not.
Yeah, no, cheers, man.
I can tell there's a bit of vocalness going on.
Yeah, I'm not the same guy who speaks.
You sound worse now than you did when we started.
That's I'm knackered, man. It's draining.
Semen in your beard as well.
That's my greys, dude. That's.
I love how your greys had a conversation before they came out.
I know
like,
they
we're
matched
going to go
up,
exactly
right?
here and here, not randomly, just there and there.
What's the guy that's got a beard like that? Is it Wolverine or something? There's like some person who's got like
your beard
stripe somewhere.
Your beard looks like a Rorschach test.
Yeah,
you know them like ink blots that are like folded in half and opened.
But it's an ink block test that
are you like a moth where they've got like the perfect like?
I think I might have.
It doesn't even make any sense, does it? Actually, if you think about it.
At least you're symmetrical, man. Imagine
I've got one heck of a.
Don't you think that's weird though? How
it
like
would
both
be
sides.
Awkward, though, dude. If I just had like one side, would be like, nah, man. I think if I just had one side, I would have to. I'd definitely be brushing that out. Like,
can you dye your hair like your beard pink?
I might actually. I might for pride. I might dye those bits pink.
No, just for fun.
Well, yeah, just put it towards something.
For Tuesday. Yeah.
Just on Tuesdays. Every Tuesday.
Or just shave everything off except for the grey bits.
That is Wolverine then. No, not
you'd like to cut yourself shaving, wouldn't you? Just 2 white bits right there and there.
Yeah, I do like it, man. I am a fan of my own grey.
Can you every week gradually shave it down, like to a handlebar? Like next week, come on with like chops. Just get rid of these bits. Then have handlebar. Then like curly tash. Then like Hitler tash. Then like nothing.
Then like Movember.
And then have a Beppe DeMarco, which is just like a Beppe.
Movember's quite a vibe, actually, especially with this hat.
Yeah, you look like a predator. That's brilliant.
You'd grow it back in
Oh my
like.
god, guys, I look like Max. You know
you'd
the
grow
guy, the horror guy.
it-
I actually look like Max from this angle.
You look like Colin Farrell.
Hey, take it. On that note,
I look like a Mexican trying to cross the border.
just lost his headphones.
So Drew, if you click leave,
Hey, and you
put
got
your phone down just in case it needs to like click up for a second. Or
Okay, if I leave, will it upload everything straight?
well, still leave though. Literally leave.
Yeah, no.
You
But I
just
was
leave
going to
it.
press. I was
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
press leave.
Yeah, you
Can I
click
press
leave.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Let me know how it goes.
All right. Bubble.
no. Oh, he's gone.
He has gone.
Okay.
He's got to spend time with his Wi-Fi, not the Wi-Fi, but his Wi-Fi.
Unbelievable, Jeff.
Sadie's normally downstairs watching a film. I just went down to grab a beer, and
What's she watching?
she's reading a book. She's got
Huh.
a book. She's like, when am I going to get time to read this? She got a book, given a book. She's like, I want to read this. When am I going to get time to do that? Well, apparently now.
Yeah, I've got a book I want to read. I've had a book for like maybe 15 years. I've still never read it.
I've got a few like that as well.
Have you ever read The Heroin Diaries by Nikki Sixx?
No.
Really, it's basically his diary. So it's not set out like a book. It's like scraps of like paper kind of thing.
Yeah, Drew. Not our Drew. Drew Lowe had that in our flat in London, and
Do you know who has my
so she
original?
read it.
Do you know who stole my original copy? Because I had to buy it again.
Birdie.
No, think who loved Motley Crue.
Steve.
Yeah,
Stevie D.
yeah. Who were the only two people that liked hair metal in the whole like group?
To that extent as well. Yeah. No, I've not read any of that stuff. I like the few music books I've read are more read Corey Taylor's from Slipknot, Paul Weller of the.
Oh, did you see how Motley Crue showed up to a gig a couple of months ago?
I don't
It
know.
went,
We mentioned something about Motley Crue a couple of weeks back with
yeah.
Michael.
Like basically a garbage truck pulled up and like tipped up its thing, and all this rubbish fell out, and then it like fell out the back of it and like got up and went into the thing.
Oh
I
no,
was
that's
like,
that.
yeah, they showed up in a garbage truck, just fell out the back.
That's kind of on brand. That's pretty cool, actually.
Do you know, I really enjoyed The Dirt, the movie.
Oh, that was brilliant. Was that a movie? Was that a series? Was it a series?
No, it was a film. Really good.
Yeah, that must be. Was that during the pandemic? Because The Dirt was absolutely unreal.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was way better than I thought it would be.
And the
When
actor's really good.
when Vince Neil's kid dies, is like the saddest thing in it.
Oh, 2019. Yeah, it was a
But that's
film.
when it came out, so it probably didn't come on streaming for a little while afterwards. Because I think it briefly had a release somewhere, and then it was on streaming. I don't
Yeah,
think it was like a Netflix original.
it was a random selection of people. I forgot it was bloody
Going back, you probably recognise all the actors now.
Machine Gun Kelly. It was
Didn't Machine Gun Kelly play
Tommy Lee.
Tommy Lee, that was it.
Mick Mars was played by Ewan Rion, as in
The guy off what was that superhero
Game
film
of
called?
Thrones.
No, what was the superhero film called? The superhero TV show.
Outcasts. Is it Outcasts?
No, that wasn't it.
Misfits.
That was so funny.
Love
That was one of the funniest shows. Do you know, I might go back and watch that actually.
Misfits was brilliant because they also had was a
The
couple
Irish
of other
guy
people.
who played in Killing Bono.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Killing Bono?
No. You know about? There's two of them. You know about Joe Gilgun? Him.
Curly guy hair. No, the other guy.
Oh, I loved him though.
The guy who had curly hair who's in Killing Bono. It was so funny, that film.
Yeah. Oh, he's a bit further down on the IMDb pecking order.
Yeah, he hasn't done much since.
Robert
at all.
Sheehan. Yeah, he's been in a few bad things that I don't
Show
want
me
to
him.
watch, like The Umbrella Academy.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
He looks like bloody Brandon Boyd of Incubus.
He does. Did you watch Killing Bono?
Nope.
You would love it. Do you know what it's about?
Nope. Well,
It's basically about it's set in Ireland, and they're at school, and there's these two bands that are together. One of them is turns out to be U2. The other one is his band with his brother. And they're basically like doing like pub tours and all this sort of stuff. And like U2 basically get really big, and they like their biggest gig. They book like their biggest gig when it's going to be their big time, and it coincides with like it coincides with like when the Pope comes to Ireland, so there's like no one there. It's really funny, and he basically tries to kill Bono at the end. But it's a very funny movie.
I think I've seen it. I'm looking at the pictures now. I recognise a lot of people from it. It's
There's
got
a scene
Pete
where they're like
Bottomley in it.
Bono and
Yeah.
that. There's a scene where Bono and that are bringing up the names. They're like, I want to be called the Edge, and they was like taking a piss out of them for that and stuff from like a school bus or something.
Look at that guitar. That's
Yeah,
mad.
it's a really funny movie.
Yeah, it's got some really good people in there as well. Yeah, I think I might have seen that. That was in 2011.
Yeah,
He
it's
was
very
still doing
underrated.
Misfits at that time. That's how old it is.
Can you remember in Misfits when they thought he was dead? 'Cause can you remember the whole first series? The premise was that, like he had no powers,
Yeah, they didn't know his powers.
and then he died. Well, they thought he died, and his power was he can't die. And then they heard him wanking off in his casket, didn't they? Because the person that could hear people dug him up.
I don't remember that specifically, but ring.
Yeah, they were at his grave, and one of them could like hear, like had like could like hear everything, and they heard him like
Well,
wanking off in his casket, and they were like, "For God's sake, he's not dead."
isn't it weird that the weirdest one was that the guy that played the character Simon Bellamy, him. Um, he was like the weakest character when he first arrived, wasn't he? He was like the
And then he was
nervous,
two
shy
characters
one.
in the second one. He was like the hero, wasn't he?
Yeah, he became like a ninja warrior,
The masked
basically.
sort of bloke, yeah.
Yeah,
Very good series. I mean, it lost me on season 3. It got a bit crap when they were like introducing new characters, and some of the originals left. But the premise of it was brilliant.
but he's definitely had the best career. He's been in tons of stuff now.
Oh yeah, I mean Game of Thrones. I mean, horrible
Yeah.
way to go on Game of Thrones, but
But this guy, what's his name?
I
Is
mean, you could argue he was probably the meanest character on Game of Thrones.
yeah, Nathan Stewart Jarrett, who
Yeah,
the guy who ran fast in Misfits.
yeah, he was one that could teleport, couldn't he? But he couldn't always control it.
Yeah, isn't that something like he couldn't touch people? Who was the one who couldn't?
No, he could
Oh, the
teleport,
girl.
I think, but he couldn't do it. He can never. I don't think he ever
It
worked
was
out how to properly do it. Do you
it was
remember
his
the episode where the guy could
girlfriend you couldn't
manipulate?
touch. You couldn't touch his girlfriend.
Well, can you remember? Yeah, because every time you touched her, everyone wanted to have sex with her as soon as she got touched.
Yeah, not
So,
really.
can you remember the episode where that guy had that really lame power where he could like manipulate milk? Can you remember that one?
Not
And
specific.
he ended up killing them all. And that guy saved them because he basically got this power where he could make milk go from like one cup to another, and everyone was like, "Wow, that's amazing!" Everyone started end up taking the piss out of him. So what he did was like people would drink a cup of tea, and he'd like, the guy that couldn't die that we just talked about.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, you can't kill me," and he was like, "No, but he basically got the milk that was in him to like sever his like spine, so he was like completely paraplegic." And he killed the rest of them by like manipulating the milk to go to like everywhere. The black guy was the only one left, and he managed to do the teleport to save them all. And it got to the bit where it went back in time to where the milk guy got interviewed on his doorstep for doing milk. It was just them in the front door, and just punched him in the face and killed him, I think. It was the most ridiculous program.
But that's brilliant. That Misfits was
That
so
one
much fun.
episode is just so funny because he kills the entire main cast except for one, and then one guy because that's it. 'Cause the black guy's lactose intolerant, so he hasn't got any. So they go back to the bit where the original scene is he opens the door. There's loads of photographers and that there, but it ends up being them just there, and they punch him in the face, and I guess they like kill him or something.
See, that's it. They clearly thought, right, in this one we need to do something big. We need to kill people off. How are we going to do it? We're going to have some badass person, and someone in the writing room's like, no, let's do some mad shit. Let's do weird thing. What's the shittest thing you can think of, and let's make that the power. It's a great concept.
I think it was dairy. I think it wasn't just milk. I think it was like cheese. Well, the video he was like making milk pour and what.
Yeah.
I might try and
Drink a cup
find
of
that
tea, I
episode
can
and
make
watch
you
it.
curdle and make you ill. Well.
Yeah, he
severing the
honestly
spines
killed
for it.
every single one of them except for like the black guy. I think he was lactose intolerant.
But,
And that's really testing the memory because that was a long time ago. I watched that.
but he was in the new Candyman.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, he was the gay guy. No, he was the gay guy.
Probably. I think he's gay in real life because he's done a new film called Femme, which is
No,
meant
he
to be
was
very
the
good.
gay friend of the main bloke's girlfriend.
And you don't have Disney, do you?
No, because
Because
I really enjoyed the new Candyman.
there's a program called Culprits on Disney, and it's like a heist film series, but there's more to it, and he's in there, and he's
I think the new
brilliant.
Candyman is probably one of the most unwatched great horror movies of the last however many years.
I
So
don't
I
know why.
think a lot of people fell in my trap because it's called Candyman. I thought it was a remake, so I was like, don't want to watch it. Didn't when I finally watched it, realized it was a true sequel to the original.
Yeah,
Because I think Candyman
it's
2
it's
was like
faithful
a
and can't watch it.
standalone film.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah, yeah.
Whereas this one is like the baby in the first one, and it was brilliant. I loved it.
although it
And
does,
it ends horribly as well, which is one of the best things about horror films.
it's got one of the worst taglines ever. Can you guess what it is?
No, say it.
Say it.
Yeah,
That's
but I
it.
kind of like that because I think most people seeing that would not have seen the original. The original was what, 91?
Yeah,
And one of my favourite horrors of all time, Helen. But that one with all with like like the cardboard animation, like the stick people and stuff they do in it and things to show that. Then there's like they go over different stories of what the Candyman was. They start from like, oh, he was this, and then other blokes like, oh, he was this, he was this, he was this. I think it's a brilliant movie,
yeah,
and it's a horror movie that actually ends badly as well because the guy dies at the end. And Matey Boy, the actual real Candyman, shows up, which makes me think: why didn't the actual Candyman actor be in it? Because didn't he only just recently die?
yeah. He could have been. Don't know why.
Because he was like a digital sort of CGI wasp thing, wasn't it? In the end, or
Well,
bee thing, whatever it was.
unless Candyman doesn't age, and obviously he's aged 40 years. So
I guess, but you know. But yeah, I thought it was a brilliant movie. I'm gutted it's not on free anymore. I might try and find it on a streaming thing 'cause it's such a good horror movie and a
well, the
legit
original
sequel. Both. I watched the original the other day. I watched it all the time. But the new one was actually really good.
Candyman's £2 on Prime.
I might get that, but I'll get one you said first. What's it called? Beautiful Darling or something?
What?
What's it called?
Beautiful
Something
Diamond.
Darling.
Strange Darling.
Strange Darling.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do like that Candyman film. My actual Prime library is quite good at the moment. I buy quite a lot of films.
yeah. It looks like. I'll show you. Fuck's sake. The poster for Strange Darling is like someone wearing like a red pink wig.
Okay.
Yeah, 4.49 right now. But
One thing I need to see, and I might get Apple for it, I want to see Blackbird. Is it Blackbird?
you know, we talked about that like 7, 8 months ago.
Yeah.
You're going to watch it. Definitely watch.
Thing is, every time I buy something now, like I get offered free Apple TV, so I'm guessing they're really struggling with their like memberships.
No, it's what every company does. Now TV does it, Disney does it. They
But
all
like
do it.
everything I buy, like is like whenever I get an Apple product, it's like 3 months Apple TV. Like what
Apple's
did I
got
buy the other day? I bought something and
quality,
it was like
quality
I
stuff.
bought tickets to Ricky Gervais and it was like, do you want a month free Apple TV? It was like, what?
I got it when
I just want to buy my tickets.
I bought a fridge about a couple of years ago, and they gave me 3 months free on Apple. I'm like, I've already got Apple.
Yeah, they go mad for it, don't they? I think I've still got the option to do 3 months on my phone since I last got it.
I did talking about Prime. Yesterday, so Sunday was like proper lazy day for us. Well, the morning we did loads of practical stuff, and then we had the whole day to do nothing, and we felt a bit knackered because Saturday we had a few too many rums. But on yesterday, we put on Overboard, the 1988 film with Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn, which is amazing. And then we put on Dirty Rotten Scoundrels with Steve Martin and Michael Caine.
Classic movies.
Fucking brilliant.
I've been watching some right random crap lately. You know what I watched the other day? I'm not ashamed to say it, and I've never seen it before, and it's actually quite a good movie. You're going to hate this. 17 Again. With,
Matthew Perry.
Matthew Perry and Zach. What's he called?
Efron.
Zac Efron.
Yeah, that's when he was in his annoying phase. That
It's
was
basically a modern day Big but reversed. Was
yeah.
essentially what it is. But it was actually entertaining. I was like, I'm going to put it on just because I'm going to throw every now and then I roll a dice, and I was like, I'll do it, whatever. It's actually a good movie.
I think a lot of these shit films that were shit and are shit, when you watch them 10 years later, and they're not nostalgia because you liked them. They're nostalgia for a time when films were simpler and didn't take themselves seriously, and you quite enjoy them. Like there's lots of rubbish films I love watching.
I mean, I'd never seen it before, to be fair, ever.
Yeah, yeah, but what I'm saying is not nostalgia for the film, nostalgia for the time when films.
Yeah, what I wanted was like, because I've been watching a lot of horror stuff, just been watching Gangs of London, everything that's like really it's quite heavy stuff.
Yeah, it's
And I
not.
was like, I want something a bit more like laid back and chilled. So I stuck that on. I watched the original Mean Girls, which is actually a brilliant movie.
I've only seen that when it first came out. I didn't like it, but
When that girl gets hit by the bus, is so funny.
I don't remember.
Like, but that's a good film. And then
I put on I don't like ABBA, but I put on Mamma Mia because like loads of people bang on about Mamma Mia all the time.
fucking hate that film.
I put it on Netflix and I got sucked in. Do you know what I did as soon as it finished?
Killed yourself,
Put on Mamma Mia 2.
Kev. When they thing is though, do you know what gets me about that
It's
film?
really good. They're really good.
No,
They're just
no,
really
stop,
light-hearted,
no,
fun
stop,
films.
no, stop. You need to calm yourself down.
I'm not a fan of musicals at all.
No, you need to calm yourself down. You need to book a doctor's appointment.
Here we go
because
again. Mama,
when they let Pierce Brosnan sing, he's like, "When you're gone, when you're gone, when you're gone, when you're gone." Like, he can't sing to save his life. They're so bad, those films. They're not even like bad good. Like Terrifier 1 is so bad it's good. Let's think of another film that's so bad it's good.
Okay, well,
Multiple horror films.
who did
Mamma
you just
Mia
bring
is
up?
not good.
Pierce Brosnan. What film have we just watched? Black Adam.
Black Adam. He's actually quite good in that, to be fair. I think Black Adam got a way harsher rap than it deserved.
But
I think it's
genuinely,
better than some of the original Marvel films. I think it's good. I think it was decent.
there's
It was
nothing
like,
wrong with it. It's just a bog standard.
yeah, I
action
don't know
superhero
why
film.
it lost so much money. I think the only reason it lost money is because
No one's heard of him.
no one's heard of any of the characters. Any of them.
It's just like
Like,
they're making shit up.
I
now.
don't even remember now watching it yesterday what any of the characters were called. Atomizer or something? Atom Smasher? Was that one of them? Basically, they were
Yeah.
all rip-offs
It's called
of
Al.
what... Do you know what? It's harsh to say they're rip-offs. They could have come before the Marvel characters in comic books, but you had Pierce Brosnan playing a knockoff Doctor Strange. You had Atom Smasher playing a knockoff Ant-Man.
Yeah.
You had the Wind Person, whatever she was called, playing a knockoff
Storm.
from the X-Men.
Yeah.
And then you had Black Adam. You can't call him a knockoff Superman because he's DC, but
he's Shazam.
he kind of is almost
He's part of the Shazam crowd.
Yeah, which is DC, I guess. Anyway, but it's like,
But I quite
are
liked
they
the very
knockoffs?
first. The first Shazam was good fun. I enjoyed that.
I don't know if they're knockoffs because I don't know enough about comic books to know who came first.
But they make a point of it.
Giggity.
They say to him, "You're really cool. You're faster than the Flash, and you're much more hench than Superman."
See, I went into it thinking Black Adam was a bad guy, but he's not, is he?
Well, no, he's out for himself, and he ends up being slightly good, but he kills
Yeah.
people. He's the good guy that kills people.
He's basically a Superman that kills people, which is kind of cool.
But he makes the point in the film. You think you're a good person by saving that bad guy's life. Think about the lives that man's going to take in the future. I'm going to end him.
But there is a few funny scenes, and I give DC credit for it. Like the bit where he gets the guy in the desert and he throws him, and the guys on the TV be like, on the screen, be like, "Yeah, we can question him." And he's like,
"Have you killed him?"
Then you hear like him smash against the rock. He's like, "Yeah, he's dead."
He's thrown him, and it's ages, and the guy's chatting to him because I've literally watched it like 2 hours ago, and he goes, "Have you still got him?" He's like, He goes, "Did you kill him?" And he looks up, and you see him fall in the background, and he goes, I don't think he's going to make it.
It's like when was it Here Come the Men in Black or something, or the Men in Black are been here or something, whatever he says.
Yeah, he starts trying to learn
But
sarcasm
when
badly.
he's like has that guy and he's flying with him, he tries to give like the speech, like the tagline, but he drops him and kills him before he's finished. It's like
Yeah,
and that
the kid
constant
goes, "That was
little,
really good," but say the tagline, then kill him. He's like,
but the
"Oh
constant
right,
back and forth between the giant guy and the bloke with the wings. He's like, "Me and you in a minute, me and you."
me and you
It's
later."
like he's like hitting him accidentally, doesn't he?
Yeah, because he's flying and he goes, "Hey, watch where you're going." Oh, sorry.
I think it's a really good movie.
There's okay. Yeah, there's some funny moments. I don't.
As far as like a fun film goes, I think it's up there just as much as any Marvel film for like fun. For like
Like,
a deep story like Infinity Wars, Endgame, no. But for a fun movie, like come on, like it is a fun movie.
yeah, I mean, I've got 20 minutes left. That devil thing's appeared and started smashing shit up. So I haven't seen the last bit where they're clearly going to bring
The
back
end is
Black Adam
decent.
from the
It's actually
water.
legit special effects. It's pretty good. So you haven't seen? Oh wait, okay, doesn't matter.
Okay, I'll watch the last 20 minutes tomorrow.
Yeah, one of the main cast dies.
No, yeah, well, Pierce Brosnan's already alluded to that, so I'm
Oh, you've
guessing
seen
it's the
that,
wing
yeah, yeah.
guy.
But no, it's a decent ending, and the after credit scene is quite good.
So the cat scratching or
The
something.
after credit scene probably cost them quite a lot of money. Let's just say that.
Yeah, they'll probably never
You've probably
connect.
seen it, haven't you? Have you seen the after credit scene of Black Adam?
No.
Okay, we'll keep an eye out for that. Fast forward and watch it.
Yeah, always doing these films, even though it
Yeah, it's
doesn't
got Amanda
allude to
Waller in
much.
there, and she's like, but Black Adam at no point comes across the bad guy. It's really weird. Um,
Isn't it weird though? The weirdest part of the whole film is seeing the Rock on the body of a normal size human.
yeah, with his son. Yeah, it's strange, isn't
He's
it?
not small. He's a stacked guy, but he just looks weird because he's so tiny.
But I can't help but feel that if that was a origin story of Superman, and you had the Avengers versions of that person, that would have been a hit at the cinema.
Maybe, yeah. It would, yeah.
I think it
It
was given
wasn't
out.
bad.
I
It's
don't
just
know how
not.
it lost so much. I think these films sometimes lose so much money because they pay people so much.
Yeah, you got to get the
Yeah,
Rock in your film, then that's a
it's
stupid amount
like
of money.
I don't know. Let's maybe just not pay people as much money. Like if you offered someone 10 million to do a movie, they'd probably say yes. If you offered them 4 million, they'd probably still say yes. Or
Well, that's it.
2 million, they'd be like, "Nah, I'm not doing like 3 months' work for 2 million quid." Sorry. It's like really.
Well, Robbie Downey Jr. is getting like what stupid amount, like 50 million, and he's going to be wearing a mask, so he's not even going to be in half the shots. It's going to be CGI'd half the shots. He's going to be in 5 minutes with his face out.
How did you get on with your speaking of money and money grabbers? The Lana Del Rey tickets. Oh my word! Weren't they 75 to £175 face value?
Oh no, it was more. So
That
81.
was resale. You were looking at resale though.
No, I was getting original.
No,
I didn't get
you.
tickets in the end, so I bought tickets for her in 2019, £75. I got a refund because she was ill, and then when she rescheduled, the pandemic happened. This one is £81. Said 81 to 180 or something, depending what it is. But
That's
the seating,
face value. Yeah,
the standing at the front was 250 plus,
I
and then they
looked into that.
dynamic.
That's not face value. That's resale. Do you know what Ticketmaster has started doing? Because Ticketmaster own a resale company. It's
Yeah,
either
and they do
StubHub or
dynamic
someone else.
pricing and all sorts of
So
shit.
when you go onto their view, if the seats available are orange, that's resale price. So
Yeah, but they
I
can't.
looked on.
They're not meant to upsell it. I've. There's been gigs I've not been able to go to, and I've bought through Ticketmaster, and I just click resell, and within the day, I get my money back straight
Yeah,
away.
they've stopped doing it. They used to have a cap where if I want access for my tickets for Ricky Gervais or whatever, I can resell. I used to be able to resell them for maybe like 10 quid more, 10 quid less, a little bit more, a little bit less, and it would let you resell them on the app. I don't know if you've ever done that before. I did
Yeah.
it for the Villa Valley gig, and I sold them for like a tenner more, whatever, because I couldn't go. But now I've noticed I went onto the Lana Del Rey gig the other day, and there's orange dots instead of blue ones, and you click on them, and they're like 3, 4, whatever £100, but they're resale things. So Ticketmaster is now a reseller company,
It's just
which is terrible if you ask me.
yeah. Well, I got through to get a ticket, and it was in the nosebleeds and the seats, which I don't sit anywhere, and it was 160 quid for one ticket.
Yeah,
And
that's resale.
I
No,
was
so
like,
Ticketmaster now are a ticket tout company, which
yeah,
I think is disgusting.
I think it won't be long before they're in court and getting sued. I think they already have court
Because
cases against
everyone
them.
knew they used to own Viagogo or something like that, but now they're doing it blatantly on their website.
Well,
It's
no,
like,
they're a monopoly. Everything's through them. You can't avoid them. Even bands that want to boycott them, they can't. They can't.
yeah, they're going to get stuff soon because they're blatantly selling stuff to their resale companies and then putting them back on their thing for like triple the price.
It
But
just
now
makes
you
me
can
not
actually
want to
go on,
bother. Like,
yeah, so you can go on
I can't be arsed.
Ticketmaster, pick a gig, and buy a 65 pound ticket for 300 quid off Ticketmaster, who are taking a commission off that, as in their fees. I don't think they've got long to last.
I think I used to be the guy to get the tickets. It used to be like, what gig we're going to, I'll get the tickets, get them every time, not a bother. Even if it was a bit of a queue, you still get through and get them. Now I've missed out on the last like 5 big arena gigs that I wanted to go to, pretty much. So fuck them.
Yeah,
Saves me
Ticketmaster are a bunch of
thousands
twats.
of pounds, but still, I'd rather have been.
But when you go to gigs now, you see like squares of like emptiness.
Yeah, it doesn't
But
make sense. But I'll keep going to the small gigs and just hope for the best at big gigs. But we'll see how it goes.
yeah, I get it. If you can't go to a gig or something's happened, you resell for like, okay, you can make 10% more
Don't think you
or
should do that
something.
at
They
all.
cap it.
Should just be
Which,
selling back.
yeah, okay. Well, I sold my Villa Valley tickets last year, and I could sell them for £5 to £10 more than what I bought them for, and that was a cap. I couldn't do it anymore, so I did it and sold a couple. It was like 5 or 10% more. It was barely anything, so I did it and sold 2 out of 3. So I got basically my money back. But now, when you go on Ticketmaster on any gig, you have these orange sections where people can put £300 on a £65 ticket. It's like, think of the fees Ticketmaster are getting from that.
Yeah,
It's
it's not good.
insane. They're basically a ticket tower.
No, it's stupid now. And like I said, it's just putting me and my mates off like getting tickets for shit now. It's kind of
Like, I tried to
pointless.
get Gervais tickets for the Palladium, which is basically impossible because the Palladium holds like what 2,300 people.
Yeah, it's not huge.
Yeah, so they sold out instantly. I completely forgot on the Friday when they went on general sale at 10 o'clock, and was like, "Fuck!" He's playing Wembley, and Wembley's quite small. I think it's like how big's Wembley?
Wembley's big. It's about 20,000.
No, it's not. It's nowhere near that.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. It's nowhere near. It's like half the size of the O2. It's tiny.
Oh,
I think it's like 12,000.
no.
Google it. Wembley Arena capacity. I think it's like 12,000. It's like way smaller than the O2.
Fucking hell, you're right.
Is it?
12,500.
Yeah, so I was like, oh God, 12,500. I'm never going to get a ticket. I completely forgot. About 11 o'clock, 10 to 11, I went on and there was like a few tickets at face value for like, I think it was whatever. With fees, I paid 110 quid for 2 tickets. And that was with handling fees. What are you handling? The tickets are online, plus like all these other fees. It's like you cheeky gits. But I wasn't mad at that because it's like a small venue. But how did you get tickets to the Palladium?
Well, the co-op is double the size. It's almost 23,500. That's
I'm
where I went
almost glad
last
I'm
week.
not seeing Gervais at the O2 because I went to see Lee Evans there.
It's too
And
big
you
for
kind of just end
comedy.
up watching. You ended up watching the TV. It was
Yeah,
like,
it's
what's the point in being here?
a gig, yes, the atmosphere, but a comedy, no, that's weird.
Whereas we saw Mickey Flanagan at Wembley, and that was brilliant.
Yeah,
The best ones when you go to see small things. Like I tried to get tickets to Matt Rife last year, but he sold out in like 11 minutes, all of his shows, which is kind of annoying because he plays out really small venues because he does a lot of crowd work. So he has to do small venues. He can't do like the O2 or Wembley because most of his shtick is crowd work. Are you a fan of his?
no,
Really?
some of it.
I do like the fact that he just doesn't care.
Well, I showed you that
L-
picture where I've met Mickey Flanagan, right?
No. He's been rather inactive recently, hasn't he? I mean, I guess if he's got loads of money, he doesn't need to be, but he's quite an inactive comedian. I think the reason I'm going to Gervais this year is because, or next year, sorry, is I think this might be his last tour.
Why?
Age, money, wokeness, like loads of stuff, like what you can get away with saying. I think it might be the last one.
I'm just trying to find it.
Did you hear the joke that leaked from his show that he said?
There we go. There's me and Sadie having a drink with Mickey Flanagan.
That's amazing. Did you hear the Ricky Gervais like woke jokes that released?
Go on then. We'll end on
He was
this because I got to go.
Yeah, same. He's
Go
like,
on.
I've got a classic joke that went woke. He's like, remember when you were little, you were Doctor Doctor, I feel like a pair of curtains. He was like, pull
What? Say
yourself
that
together.
again?
He's like, Doctor Doctor, I feel
Oh,
like a pair of curtains. Okay, pull yourself together. And he was like, nowadays it'd be like, Doctor Doctor, I feel like a set of curtains. Okay, you are.
oh, I heard one as well that was very similar to that. And what was it? Oh man,
But I have a spare ticket, so if you want to come along,
send me the dates.
it's like October next year or something. It's the one he's playing one date at Wembley. That's it. It's one date.
Oh, oh, it was something like that. It was like this guy going, oh fuck. When men were men and when women were women. Oh, and I can't even think of it. I'm gonna butcher it. I'll have a think because I saw it only the other day. It was really funny. It made me laugh.
But I
But yeah,
love Ricky Gervais. Like he's just doesn't care, does he? Because without that being like, if I didn't cancel, I don't care.
how
Because
much for the
I've got
tickets?
money, I don't care. Like his Golden Globe speeches, the stuff of gold.
How much are the tickets?
Uh, it was 110 for two with fees,
I was going to say
so
110 off
reasonable.
me, but 60 quid, basically.
Your maths is terrible. 55 quid each.
You said 120.
110
Oh,
with fees. So the tickets are actually less, but they put these stupid fees on.
48 quid plus fees.
Yeah, fees
Right.
that don't exist, like handling fees.
Yeah, it's bullshit. And they've come out and said that, and they're aware that's bullshit.
So many fees. Like when I did the fallen in reverse ones, there was 60 quid a ticket, but it cost me like 140 quid. It's like, really?
Unreal. Every time. Used to it now. It's ridiculous. You just got to add like 10% on the end.
Yeah, but I think Ticketmaster are gonna get in the shit soon, to be fair. Because some
fucking
people were
new
looking at
thing.
Lana Del Rey tickets and they were like £400
The
on the
Oasis thing
Ticketmaster website.
the Oasis thing's the big thing. That's the one that's fucked them. Everyone's up in arms about that one.
Yeah,
That's going to
that's a
fuck a lot of
massive
people over.
scam. Massive scam.
Anyway, let's let's scoot. So I'm going to let the dog out. See you next week.
This has been Rage Whale. Thanks for hanging out with us. We hope you had a whale of a time.